4 supplements that are a waste of money. Do you use supplements to improve your health, prevent disease, or enhance your appearance? You should know that you might be throwing your money away. In this video, I'm going to show you 4 examples of supplements that, when used incorrectly, are completely useless. I'll talk about magnesium, vitamin D, omega-3, and B-complex vitamins. Very small details can make the difference between an excellent supplement and one that brings you no real benefit. So watch this video until the end, share it with your groups, don't forget to like it, give it a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Do you use these supplements? Do you feel they've improved your health, your energy, or your sleep? Tell me in the comments below. People are consuming more and more supplements, vitamins, minerals, creatine, omega-3, but unfortunately the quality of supplements in Brazil is very low.
That's true.
Low doses, poor absorption, and on top of that, counterfeit products. I want to show you 4 examples here of the most commonly consumed supplements in Brazil. And if you don't pay attention to the details I'm about to show you, these vitamins and minerals are completely useless. Let's start with the first example, the classic, the famous vitamin D. Yes, I recommend that everyone supplement with vitamin D, but in the right way. Why, Moacir? Mainly because vitamin D is produced when sunlight hits our skin, and most of us aren't getting enough sun anymore. As a result, our vitamin D levels are low. Why is that a problem? Because vitamin D strengthens our immune system, improves sleep, helps with testosterone production, boosts energy, and helps control inflammation. In fact, vitamin D also modulates our DNA and can even help prevent the development of tumors. Vitamin D is actually a hormone that's mistakenly called a vitamin. So why are people consuming low-quality vitamin D? What details are they missing? What really matters here? First, vitamin D needs to be in the D3 form, also known as cholecalciferol. Many people are using D2 or ergocalciferol. It's cheaper, but it has very little effect. Another important point is that whenever you supplement with vitamin D, you should also take vitamin K2 because vitamin D increases calcium absorption. That calcium tends to end up in the arteries, leading to arterial calcification. K2 prevents this from happening. You can think of K2 as an Uber for calcium. It takes calcium to the bones and helps fix it properly into our bone mass. Through osteocalcin, K2 acts as a cofactor alongside the gland and osteocalcin itself. Now pay close attention to the proportions and to what's written on the label. The proportion between D and K2 needs to be the following. For every 2,000 international units of D, you need 65 micrograms of K2. That's the ideal ratio, okay? So, if you're taking 4,000 units, that's double the amount, which means 130 micrograms of K2. Always keep this ratio. For every 2,000, 65 micrograms. Another important point, vitamin D has low absorption. For it to be absorbed properly, it needs to come in this form inside an oil-based capsule. Never use those small capsules filled with powder, which are often made by compounding pharmacies. Powder forms are absorbed very poorly. That's because cholecalciferol is fat-soluble, so the oil inside the capsule plays a crucial role in absorption and significantly enhances the effect of vitamin D. You should also pay attention to the type of oil used in the capsule. Give preference to natural oils such as medium-chain triglycerides or olive oil, which are natural and non-inflammatory. Do you understand? These are small details that often go unnoticed, but they make all the difference. And of course, dosage matters. Here in Brazil, the maximum allowed dose of vitamin D per capsule is 2,000 international units. But there are products out there sold with even lower doses. 2,000 isn't that high, so always check the label carefully. I personally take 2 of these capsules per day to maintain my vitamin levels. Remember, ideal vitamin D blood levels should be between 60 and 80 nanograms per deciliter. Second supplement, omega-3. Omega-3 is essential for controlling inflammation. Remember, inflammation is one of the main causes of chronic and degenerative diseases, such as heart attack, stroke, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. Icosapentaenoic acid found in omega-3 has an anti-inflammatory function, and docosahexaenoic acid is essential for the brain. It plays a role in neural development, in the formation of myelin sheaths, in synaptic transmission, and it can even improve sleep. The most common mistake people make with omega-3 is using oxidized oil instead of a high-quality omega-3 like this one. If you see omega-3 in a transparent bottle, avoid it. Light passes through the packaging and oxidizes the oil. At that point, there's no omega-3 left, just oxidized oil. Not only does it have no benefit, but it can actually harm your health. Always choose dark bottles like this, which block light and protect the oil. Another common mistake people make is buying omega-3 products that don't have seals guaranteeing purity, origin, quality, and the absence of heavy metals, such as the International Fish Oil Standard seal or the MEG3 seal. These seals certify that what's inside is truly omega-3 oil and that it's pure, free from heavy metals. Third point, dosage. You need at least 1,000 milligrams of icosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid combined. This one I showed you, I'm not mentioning brands, has only 350 milligrams of icosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid, which is a very low dose. This other one has 1,400 milligrams. Look at the difference, 1,400 versus 350. So pay very close attention to the label. Carefully read the label. This applies to every supplement you're using. Third supplement, magnesium. A lot of people buy cheap magnesium, but it comes with several problems. Yes, magnesium is extremely important. It's involved in more than 300 reactions in the body, helps regulate blood pressure, controls arrhythmia, and is essential for energy production, calcium metabolism, immunity, brain function, and sleep. But about 90% of the magnesium sold in Brazil contains between 300 and 500 milligrams of total magnesium. That's a very low dose. You need at least 2,000 milligrams of magnesium per day. That's why you should always choose tablets. I use these tablets here. 2 tablets provide 2,400 milligrams of magnesium. Most brands with 2 capsules provide only 500 milligrams. It's called a tablet because it can hold much more content than a capsule, right? So you can fit a lot more magnesium into this form. Always choose magnesium in tablet form. And check the label, check the dosage, 2,400 milligrams of total magnesium. On average, that provides about 350 milligrams of elemental magnesium. Also, always choose different types of magnesium. Each form has a different function in the body. Dimagnesium malate helps with energy, taurate supports the brain and heart, and bisglycinate is excellent for sleep. Choose at least 3 different forms. I personally use one that combines malate, bisglycinate, and taurate. So pay attention to the dosage and make sure it's in tablet form. Just so you know, 1 tablet is equivalent to about 3 capsules. So a single dose here is 2 tablets. To get the same dose with capsules, you'd need to take 6 capsules. Besides being difficult to swallow, you'll go through the bottle much faster. That's why it's essential to know how to read the label properly. And finally, the last one, B complex. I keep seeing terrible quality B complex supplements on the market. There are several B vitamins, but most products usually include only B1, B2, B3, B6, and B12, normally just 5. There are 10, my friends. There are 10 different B-complex vitamins. Most people also take vitamin B12 in the form of cyanocobalamin, but it needs to be methylcobalamin. And folic acid should be in the form of methylfolate. So you need to be very careful. The B-complex is essential for brain function, for energy, for metabolism, basically for our entire metabolic process. All of this relies on B-complex vitamins as cofactors, especially when it comes to brain health, not to mention B1, B6, and B12, which are fundamental. So choose a B complex supplement that contains all the vitamins and in the correct doses. I personally use a B complex. I didn't bring it here today, but for example, my B6 dose is 50 milligrams. Most products on the market have only 6, almost 10 times less than that. So aim for what I call optimized doses and make sure the supplement includes the full B complex. And finally, my friends, always buy your supplements from official websites. I no longer buy supplements from supermarkets. A few years ago, there was an issue with Vitafor, a good brand whose products were being counterfeited and sold in supermarkets. So today, I only buy my supplements from official websites because that's the only way to be sure they're genuine, not counterfeit, and not adulterated. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was helpful for you. Don't forget to share it. I'll see you in our next conversation, my friends. See you next time.